Well, that's all, folks. In a not so sudden, not so unexpected fashion, the Caps have been down 4-0 against the New York Islanders in Game 5 of their Eastern Conference quarterfinal matchup and have been eliminated from the Stanley Cup Championship. Yep, that's right, it is over. There is no more hockey for Caps fans this summer, and probably for the next couple months because I don't think the 2021 season is going to start right away. Now, I purposely waited a day to film this video because I was just really upset last night after the game. I almost did it. As soon as the handshakes were done, I almost turned on the camera because I just wanted to get it over with. But it's kind of like one of those stages of grief thing where I felt like it might not have been the best idea to film right after it happened when I'm really mad about it. And after almost 24 hours, I think I've gotten to acceptance and I think I'm ready to talk about it. But first, let's raise a cold one to the boys in red. Happy season, everyone. That's a Sam Adams Summer Ale, in case you were wondering. Because you know, summer. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the game itself. It just looked like the Caps from games 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what happened in game 4. It was like, how dare you give me hope, Washington Capitals, because they came out in game 5, and for the first couple minutes, it was about 50-50 on the ice. Both teams were going back and forth and getting a few chances, and I thought maybe it would just take a little bit for the Caps to break through. But no, as soon as the Islanders scored their first goal, the Caps just gave up. At least that's what it felt like to me. A lot of people are saying it's because of the bubble. Maybe the bubble got to them being away from their family and their friends and not being able to interact with anyone. A lot of people are saying that it's because Todd Reirden and they just don't want to skate for Todd Reirden and Todd Reirden couldn't light a fire underneath them. A lot of people are saying that some of them know they're not going to be with the team next year, so they just kind of stopped caring. And I don't agree with that one at all because any NHL player is going to play as hard as they can to win a Stanley Cup. It doesn't matter what team they're with. They want the Stanley Cup. So they're not going to just give up because they don't think they're going to be with the team next season. Especially when you're still in the playoffs and you still have a chance to make it the whole way. But anyway, it's one of the reasons that I saw commented online and everyone's allowed to have their opinion about what's going to happen for the Caps in the future. The big issue with this game for me was taking a stick penalty in the offensive zone. Caps were able to dodge a bullet on the first penalty kill, and then they were gifted a power play. They were gifted. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. That power play for too many men on the ice by the Islanders was a straight up gift. And I'm pretty sure it was Wes McCauley who called that too many men on the ice, and he is normally great with that stuff, so I'm kind of surprised it happened. And Barry Trotz had every reason to be yelling at him about that. But whatever, we'll take it. But in the end, it didn't matter. The Caps had almost no chances on that power play, and then almost immediately after, Lars Eller takes a hooking penalty in his offensive zone. Now, first off, hooking penalties are bad in general. Second of all, stick penalties are bad in general because it means you're not moving your feet. It means you're just reaching for the puck and reaching for the guy. Third, stick penalties in your offensive zone. That's like the worst penalty you could probably take in my mind. And I don't know what was up with Lars Eller this whole series, but he just had no impact. He's usually a clutch player, you know, El Tigre, but he just didn't show up. And I'm just super upset that it had to be him who was the cause of the initial nail put into the coffin. And it didn't stop there. More penalties are taken, more hooking penalties are taken, and the Caps just couldn't get any momentum going their way. But hey, that's been the story of the Caps this postseason, so why quit a streak? I don't know, it feels different this year. Last year it went to Game 7 and I felt like the Caps were at least fighting the entire way through Game 7. Carolina did a great job last year matching up their forecheck against our defense. They sent a two-man forecheck into our zone and it made our defenders have to move the puck quickly. D-to-D passes pretty much were non-existent. They had to move the puck up ice very fast and just deflect the puck into the zone and chase after it. But this series, for some reason, that was still the game plan, even though only one forechecker was being sent at us. I'm thinking to myself, why not move D-to-D more in your own zone to try and stretch out the forecheck? Then you have a lot more room in the center of the ice to move into the zone. But then Game 4 happened and I'm like, oh, it works because they're gonna skate hard onto the puck into the corners no matter where it's dumped and win puck battles and get the puck back to the point so that the defenders can shoot on net. And speaking of defender shots, I don't think a single point shot made it on net from the Caps defenders in Game 5. It was just block after block after block, even little passes in the offensive zone and defensive zone, which that's a whole nother matter. Why would you make short little backhanded no-look passes in your defensive zone? Were being blocked by the New York Islanders. They were just in every skating lane, every passing lane, and there was no room whatsoever. The New York Islanders were by far the better team in this series. 4-1 is proof of that. The Caps had nothing against them. It almost makes me think that it was a fluke to win Game 4 because maybe the Islanders stopped skating, maybe they just gave up for one game and the Caps were able to take advantage of that. Who knows, but it doesn't matter anymore because the Caps aren't playing hockey anymore. But let's stop and be thankful for the hockey that we got. Every summer, it seems like there are a lot of people out there who get really, really mad that the Caps didn't make it this far, didn't make it that far, didn't do this or that. But in my mind, I'll worry about that later. For now, I'm just thankful, especially in year 2020, that we were able to get hockey back at all. And I'm particularly happy with how the NHL went about doing this bubble. There's a lot of other sports out there who are having a lot of issues, I won't name any names, MLB, because they're just not able to properly control the health and safety of their players, their staff, and their officiating crew, and everyone else who's involved. But the NHL got it right. I think they're going on their 4th straight week in the bubble with 0 positive COVID tests. That is extremely impressive, and they should be getting a pat on the back from every single NHL fan, no matter what team you cheer for. Because of their effort and because of the buy-in from the players in this postseason, we were able to watch hockey this summer. I look forward to it every year. I mean, I look forward to hockey throughout the entire year anyway, but the summertime, that's playoff time. It's a different animal. It's a different feeling. Everything gets amped up, even the fans and their reactions get amped up in the postseason. So to be able to bring that back to us and make it happen, I am just truly thankful that the NHL was able to do it, even though I'm pissed about not making it out of the first round. But now that the 2020 postseason for the Washington Capitals is over, we have to start looking forward. And there could be a lot of changes in store for the Washington Capitals this offseason. First things first, Braden Holtby is the big talking point. Is Braden Holtby going to be able to stay with the Washington Capitals? Personal opinion from Brad? Probably not. And I think it's because of the Bobrovsky deal last year. That ruined it for us and Holtby. Holtby has just as good, if not better numbers than Bobrovsky, and Bobrovsky got a huge deal. Braden Holtby sees that deal happen, he's gonna go, hey, well, if he's getting paid that much for that long, why not me? And I just don't think the Washington Capitals can pay it. They already are close on cap, and they gotta pay for a lot of other players in the next couple of years. I think Braden Holtby is gonna have to go. But he's not the only one. I mean, we have expansion draft to worry about. We could lose a couple key players in that. And then from the top down, we have head coach to worry about. I mean, Todd Reirden hasn't exactly been a stellar performer in the past 2 years, and a lot of people are calling for him to get the chain. I hear Gallant and Babcock are still on the market. Maybe take a look at them. In fact, if I was going to pick between the two, go ahead and pay for Babcock. I mean, he's a Stanley Cup winning coach. He's on the market. He's been proven to work with many, many veteran teams. I think he would be a great fit for the Washington Capitals. But then there's Gerard Gallant, who took Vegas to the finals in their inception year. If that's not great head coach material, I don't know what is. But then there's part of me who thinks that GMBM wants to give Todd Reirden one more crack at it. I mean, Reirden was with the Washington Capitals as an assistant coach for years. He has a great relationship with the organization. It's gonna be really hard to just let him go after a couple years of not succeeding. I just don't know. It's too close to call in my book. We could be seeing in the next couple days a report coming out saying Todd Reirden has been let go by the Washington Capitals. Or we could not hear anything and get a whole another year of him. What do you think? Would you like to see a year of Todd Reirden? Or maybe you'd like to see Mike Babcock or Gerard Gallant step in as head coach? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button for me. And then consider subscribing to the channel. I've loved making these videos for everyone this postseason, and I plan to make a lot more as time goes on. And as time goes on, we're gonna have to wait and see what the Washington Capitals do. It's going to be very interesting keeping track of the reports that come out to see what sort of changes the organization decides to make. We know we're gonna be losing at least one assistant coach. Reed Cashman has been hired as the head coach of the Big Green at Dartmouth. Congrats to him and good luck in his NCAA career. But who fills that spot? I don't know, it's a mystery. Nobody knows. We're gonna find out, and I'm really nervous and really excited to see what happens. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, my Facebook peeps. Caps Fan Facebook group is the greatest online presence for Caps fans right now. At least in my opinion it is. An extremely positive atmosphere, everyone there is nice to each other, everyone there wants to cheer on the team, and guys like Grant, Tom, and Mike, you guys have supported my channel from the moment you saw it, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me. Let's keep sharing these videos and let's get them out there. And I definitely can't go without shouting out my local friends. Guys like Kenny and Boogie, you guys have been great supporting this channel. My brother Carlton, I love seeing you get involved in the comments down there. Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I think my biggest hope for next year is that I'm able to actually go to another game. Everything's all up in the air right now. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Everything's a big mystery for everyone. And all I can pray for is that come New Year, I can just sit in Capital One Arena again and enjoy watching my favorite team play hockey. And who knows, maybe I'll get to see some of you there. That could be fun. We can all pay for $14 beers together. Pro tip, by the way, you gotta buy those domestic beers. They're a little bit cheaper. This postseason was just a wacky roller coaster ride of unknowns. And to get through it like we have has just been miraculous and welcoming. But I would love to get back to normalcy as soon as possible, and that means going to Capital One Arena and rocking the red as hard as I can. And rock the red I will do until the day I die. If the team is doing extremely well or extremely suck, I will cheer for them as hard as I can. And I know you will too, because guess what? We are fans. That is our job as fans, to cheer on the team and back them no matter what. That's what this channel is all about. Backing your team no matter what, and having fun, enjoying watching the game that we all love. Not to go out there and be, Debbie Downers and piss poor fans and put the team down and say that everything sucks. No, that's not fun. Fun is cheering for your team no matter what. Even though it is a little more fun to cheer for them when they're actually winning. Remember, it is easy to be a critic, but it is difficult to be a fan. Always be a fan. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. And if you enjoyed your time here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you come back, and there's a lot more hockey to talk about. And as always, even though the Caps are out of this tournament forever and ever, let's go Caps!